Hey, what's up guys? Today I want to show you a little short video of how to replace a shift rod seal for the Subaru transmissions. Now, on these Subaru transmissions, it's very common that you found oil leaking around the case back here. It's usually caused by this shift rod here. There's a seal inside here which causes the leak. The seal is like this, okay? And anybody interested in the part number, that is the part number for it. So far this seal is only a dealer only item, so you can only get this seal from Subaru, okay? So now let's proceed. In order to replace that seal, you have to pull this tail housing off to get to it. So what you're going to do is you're going to have to knock this pin off for this thing, for this guy here, to remove this, okay? And then after that you have to remove the 9-bolt that's holding this tail housing here. And then what you gotta do is just grab a brass hammer with your left hand, just kind of pull it towards yourself and just kind of give it a gentle tap until it starts coming out. Now, okay? Now as you're pulling this out, be careful to hold this shaft in place, okay? Because this shaft right here comes off, so you don't want this to drop on the ground. It will damage it, okay? So the next thing is that, as you can see, this is a seal right here, okay? Now the correct way to do this is that you have to remove this housing also to knock the seal out from the back, which is a lot of work. Now I found a way which will, only take me 5 minutes to pull the seal out without taking out this this part of the housing here. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys. So now what I would first, you're going to grab a pocket screwdriver. I'm going to come in here and make an intrusion here, okay? And the whole point being that is that I'm going to have to stick this guy in there like this to pull the seal out, okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this flathead screwdriver in there. Make sure your blade is up against this, not like this, because you don't want to gouge up this rod right here, and then it's going to create a leak, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in there to the side. I'm going to stick it in there, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go up and down. Just kind of, want to open up the seal enough so I can get this guy in there. Okay, so now as you see, I break the lip of the seal and I made a little intrusion there. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this in there. You see this thing has a little L there. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to do this. Okay, so now this thing is tucked against the back of the seal. Okay. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this tool, okay, I'm going to stick it in here, and then I'm going to do this. And then I'm going to use my cheetah bar as a leverage to kind of just pull it out, okay. Now before you do this, you want to make sure this shift rod is pushed all the way in. Okay, and then now the camera angle is kind of off right there, but the whole idea is this part right here is going to act as a privet on this rod. Okay, so when this thing is in there, is set up in there, it's gonna be it's not gonna be flat like that. You want to have it as a little angle like that. So I will be able to put my cheater bar in here as a little angle, and then I'm just gonna pull it like that. Okay. Let's see. So now I put this in here, and then you're gonna put it like that. Now this thing is adjustable, so you know, if you happen to put it in here and it's flat like that, just turn it until I get a little angle like that. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is, with my left hand, I'm gonna hold this in place and make sure that I'm riding on the, you know, just to keep everything centered. And then I'm gonna just put my cheater bar there, and then I'm just gonna push on it. See? Bam! Come out. How easy is that, right? So without pulling out, you know, without pulling out this housing here to replace the seal, it will save you a lot of time, okay, on it. So now I'm just gonna go in here. I'm just gonna kind of wipe it off a little bit. Just kind of stick it in here, go around it. Okay. Make sure you get all the oil and dirt and stuff out of there before you put the new seal back in there. Alright. So the next thing is that I'm going to grab the new seal. I'm going to grab some lube, some wheel bearing grease, and just kind of put a light coat of grease there on that lip. For any type of seal you want to put in, it's always a good idea to just give it a light film on the lip. You know, it will just make everything easier. All right, so that's how it looks like. So what I'm gonna do is just kind of push it back in there like that. And I happen to have this wheel nut socket there that's like deep enough, so I can just kind of drive it in there. So I'm just gonna use my brass hammer and just gonna lightly tap it back in there. Oh, I guess it's not deep enough, so grab something else. So instead, I'm just going to use a little extension here. I'm just going to go around and tap this guy back in there. Just kind of take it slow and it will go in. You don't want to hammer it too hard because you might bend the seal. All right, here we go. See, got the new seal in there. This is like less than 5 minutes, right? So imagine you have to take this housing off and you have to pull everything out you know, it will take probably about another hour to just change this guy right here. So it's very time consuming. And this shortcut here that I found a while ago, and it has been working great. I mean, I did like maybe 10 to 20 of them already on, you know, on the 5-speed, 6-speed, the older and the newer style transmission that has a similar configuration. It will all work this way. I'm pretty sure that you can even do it while it's on the car, but you might just have to drop the tail down a little bit, so you will have enough room to get the cheetah bar in there to kind of, you know, to use that as a lever to get a little leverage off of it. Okay. Now the tool that I use for that is a let me show you guys. It is a cam and crankshaft seal puller and an installer, okay? And that is just the two pieces that is out of there that I'm using for that, okay? This is a good kit to have. It's only about $100 and it will work on a lot of cars and a lot of seals, you know, any cam and crank seal or even axle seal, you know, some of them they will work. So yeah, that's it. I mean this, you know, it's so easy, right? You know, compares to spending an hour. I only spent about 5 minutes so far. Okay. All right, that's it for today. So any question or comments, you know, please leave it. If you like my video, just, you know, hit like. All right, thank you. Take care. Peace out.